Yay! Okay, so we're back for another Knowing You show. My name is Tiffany Cano, and today I have a guest who's also named Tiffany.
It's a great name.
I've always wondered when I'm going to start getting my royalty checks from the store, but wouldn't that be nice, huh?
Yes.
So, Tiffany today is going to we're going to have her talk about her gifts. And so let me introduce you to Tiffany first. So she's a wife, she's a mother, she's an interior designer and role model. She's a survivor of a toxic relationship and conscious in raising strong children of integrity. She's committed to sharing her journey and interviewing experts to help us as parents find inner peace, inspiration, and tools on her podcast, Return to Calm. She found her healing and calm through spiritual practices, through journaling, yoga, meditation, and EFT tapping, and has a rich, trusting, and calm relationship with her children. Consequently, she unearthed her true inner self and treasures she lost along the way and picked them back up on her spiritual journey. Her intention is to help others design their lives inside their souls and outside in their homes. She takes a more Zen approach to interior design through furnishings and finishes and helping her clients to create a devotional corner for themselves, the design, and her meditation boxes. She's created an e-design available for your home decor called Home Style Kit, monthly free How to Zen Your Home workshops, and she's co-hosting a deep energy healing self-care online retreat called Pause
Mm-hmm.
and Return to Calm.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for joining me, Tiffany.
Lovely. I love how you did that pause and return to calm. Thank you. That was our intention, right? Because the other co-host, her group is called Pause. So it was like a perfect combination for our title. Because
Nice.
the intention was to help everyone just pause to be able to return to calm. Yeah.
I know, it's like just take a breath,
Mm-hmm.
be still.
Yeah, which is really
And
hard in this
yeah,
environment we're in. Yeah. Yeah.
it can be. I've definitely used my tools, spiritual tools, like every friggin' day since COVID hit.
Yeah, like multiple times a day.
Yeah, it's been an interesting dance.
Yeah.
So, talk to me more about like how you started in interior design, and then, I know I want to hear like how you shifted into getting more into your spiritual practices too. But let's start with interior design.
Yeah, interior design I've done since I got out of high school. It was definitely something for a few months I really didn't think or focus on my career, and like I was just talking to my husband about that. I was like, I don't know what happened. Like, I didn't have a guidance counselor that I can remember, so I was like, oh crap, like all my friends are getting into colleges, what do I do? So I went to a local college for music because was doing a lot of music at the time, and then 2 weeks in I was like, this is not for me. So I looked up and I realized that I was decorating my dorm room and buying fresh flowers all the time, as much as I could do on a college budget. And then thinking back, I would always rearrange and reorganize and like redecorate my bedroom as a child. And I thought, okay, well, let's look into that. I'll just try a certificate course that they offered, like a little tester. And I loved it. I was like 110% in. It was my passion. It was so amazing to learn all the things that I loved to do. And so then I continued on. I got my bachelor's. And I've really been designing ever since. I worked for Ethan Allen for a long time. Halfway through getting my bachelor's, I started at Ethan Allen. I was probably one of the youngest people they hired. I was only, I think I was 20. Yeah, 2 years after. Yeah, so 20. Before I
Mhm.
could even legally drink, I was hired to work in this corporate for interior design. It was pretty awesome. But it was like a straight course into people skills as well, as a kind of immature 20-year-old who is a little bit more. I didn't have a big social life, so it was a big learning curve. But I love design. And then that was also the time that I met the person I was with, who I was in that toxic relationship with. And at the time, I didn't know or think and understand that it was not healthy for me. I just felt I was so codependent, and I felt so needy in that relationship. So that's my responsibility part of that relationship. But in it, I also was working at the corporate job, and I started to really not like the grind. It was really stressful. It was like every month it was like reboot stress. Like, okay, great. So you finished out your goal, and now let's do a new goal for the next 30 days. And it was really tiring on my body, plus the emotional strain and drain from that relationship. So when I got the courage to leave that relationship, I was like, well, I'm ditching my job too. Because the whole time he was like, no, we need your income. You need to stay at that job. You need to stay at that job.
Mhm.
So I was like, freedom. I'm quitting the job and I'm starting my own design business. I don't have you to tell me what to do anymore. And so, yeah, I've just been designing on my own ever since then. Yeah. So that's the start of it.
And when you went through all of this, is that when you started on your path of spiritual awakening? And you're like, oh no, like I have this whole new life
Yeah.
that I could create. Now what?
Yeah. And so design was like my joy throughout all of my misery, honestly. Like I became very dependent on alcohol just to kind of get my emotions and like kind of keep me a zombie through this lifestyle I chose to stay in. And then um it just was something that, yeah, what happened was I actually had my spiritual awakening, and it was around my Saturn return. I was 28, and boom, I went on a trip with my family, and I saw the light of how life could be outside of this miserable situation. And then I started to see like physical darkness in my home. And especially when we had arguments and the energy was really bad. And I literally physically felt energetically like I needed to get physically needed to get out of this vortex I was in. This energetic, like it was like sucking me down into this deep darkness. And that was the start of my awakening. And then it just been a process ever since
Mhm.
to gradually and slowly develop all these spiritual tools and find my way back. I was raised Christian. Do I go to Christianity? Do I do this? Do I do Buddhism? And it kind of just seems like there's lots of things that I take from all, but I really I'm open to the energy. Like I don't want to define anything and feel like I'm in some type of niched idea or ideology.
And do you feel
And
like you were feeling all of that because you identify as being an empath?
yeah, absolutely. And I learned even that first what codependency was. I learned what emotional abuse was. I learned what an empath was. And through all this
Mhm.
journey and realizing, oh my, I am really sensitive. I
What?
have even recently, like I'm learning human design, right? So I have an open head center, which makes complete sense of why I'm an empath, because I receive emotions and ideas and inspirations openly, and I'm very sensitive to what's going on around me. So negative or positive. Yeah. Yeah. And only the clarity of being out of the situation could I really see that.
Mhm. I think as empaths, being able to learn how to feel, but without letting the negative parts take us out is definitely a skill to
And
keep cultivating.
yeah, and I found a really beautiful visualization. Currently, I'm writing my memoir about this relationship, and coming out of it, I experienced PTSD. It was quite unpleasant, and it kind
Mhm.
of continued to trigger for years to come, even in my current marriage and with my kids. And sometimes something would trigger me, or I'd have a nightmare or something. And I've been able to find, once I found this tool of putting a shielded bubble, like a clear bubble with holes around me visually in my meditations, that's when I was able to really guard myself from that energy and still be able to, share my light and share my story. So yeah, I think as empaths, that's a really great visualization
And talk to me also about like self-care and why you think that it's important for us empaths to invest in self-care, and what do you do for that?
Yeah, there's so many things I do. I really, my number one to go to is yoga, because I know for sure at the end of the Shavasana, I'm going to get at least 5 minutes of meditation in, which meditation for me is really key for the self-care as well. Depends on what I'm needing. Like I said, like if I need a shield from energy, if I need a visualization, if I need help with a difficult person, there's a lot of different guided meditations I've found in different apps that I love, and different memberships I've joined. So self-care came to me when I'm sorry, there's like an echo. Do you hear an echo?
I hear like a mild something in the background. Do you have your headset in?
I do. How about now? Is that better? I don't hear
No.
an echo now.
Okay. Well, I didn't hear an echo, but I hear like background noise.
Oh, I think it's my computer fan.
Okay. No
It's
worries.
working really hard, I guess. Well,
Well,
self-care, I was going to say about self-care, what started me on it was when I became a mother. That for me was huge, because I already knew I was going to therapy and self-caring that way. But then really investing in myself came when I realized I'm having another daughter and I don't want her to repeat the same patterns I did. And so I went like 200% into really, I wouldn't say fixing, but breaking the patterns that occurred from when whatever happened, like solving the mystery of like what happened. Like I was raised in a really wonderful household. Like how did I end up in this situation? So that then catapulting, when you're a mom, everything just gets poured out and drained from you. So if you are empty, like another interview from a conscious parenting coach I just did yesterday on my podcast, she was saying it's like an orange. If you're empty and you haven't filled yourself with self-care, what comes out? Nothing,
no
or
juice
something.
to squeeze.
Yes, you need juice in you to squeeze out. If you have nothing, then you have nothing to give. And then you're snapping, you're tired, you're exhausted, your body breaks down, you yell, and, you feel like have guilt. Yeah. Yeah.
Mary had a question. She wants to know, like, do you teach your kids? I assume like about meditation and things like that. Like, should we teach our kids, our grandkids, this method early in life, and how early, and how do you approach that?
As soon as they can sit and move. I mean, you're not going to actually have their attention as a 2 or 3-year-old to be like, okay, sit and hum. Like, no, they're not going to be able to do that. Trust me, I've tried. As a Virgo, I'm like, let's do this. Let's all get together and do this. They're like, I'm 3. I have the attention span of a gnat. So, but you can do it in front of them. Like, yes, it's good to have your time in the morning if you can. But I just found that I was so tired I couldn't wake up early and do my self-care. I did it when they were awake and they were maybe playing with Legos or dolls, because and they're around and they see you doing it. That's the way you teach. Our children catch what we do way more than what we say or try and teach them. So yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah, there's an app for kids called Moshi. They have meditations and sleep time music.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Moshi, Moshi.
Okay. Moshi.
So if she wants to teach her kiddos or have them listen to it, or
I think what age range?
Like older preschool. So
okay.
I mean, you could play it for a 3-year-old for bedtime, but as far as playing the meditations, you could do like 4 or 5. 5 and 6. 6 is really where they start to get out of their emotional zone and they're more mentally capable of sitting and actually participating in some type of
Okay.
meditation. Yeah.
And do you do this with the kids? Like sit down with them
Yeah, at the
and do it
beginning you
together?
will. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if they're resisting it. You're like, okay, let's do it together. Because again,
Mhm.
being the example and doing it with them as a group is going to
Yeah.
teach them that it's not just for you, you know. I don't get to do it. Like when we do it as a group, they see and they respect that this is something important.
Mhm. And out of curiosity, what inspired you to create the pause and return to calm retreat?
Yes, well, Felicia Petway is the founder of the Pause Group, and she has a Pause membership. And she and I met through a course called Made to Do This course, and we started talking. And in our first conversation, we clicked, and we had so many things similar, like, oh, you know, just about our family and about our struggles and about our pains. And ironically, she's a mother of children older, like they're pretty much grown,
Mhm.
and I'm a mother of younger. But we were like, wow, we should do something. Like, if we both are having this conversation and we just met, like, I'm sure there's many other women out there that are feeling the same thing. And we both feel like we've found tools to really feel
Mhm.
calm and find our zen. We have the
Mhm.
tools to help us when we're really struggling. So
Mhm.
that's what inspired us coming together, was having the intention of inspiring and giving women the experience in this retreat. We have a super amazing energist coming. She's going to be doing energy clearing. And then we have another guest coming to talking about wellness, overall wellness, plant-based diet, things like that. And then we're going to be doing some really awesome things to show you to for the intention to inspire that daily practice and to be like, yes, you can do this and you need to do this and you really want to because you love yourself. You know, that's where it came from.
When is this retreat? And is it online? Do you have to
It's
participate live? Can you just watch the recordings?
yeah, it is a live retreat. There's there's a couple sessions. But let's see, 6 sessions. So it's like a 4-hour retreat, but we're splitting it up so we all get breaks. And it's on Zoom October 10th, 7 a.m. Pacific time is when it starts. We will be recording, so we don't really have anything planned right now as far as the replay. But if you purchase your ticket and for some reason something happens, you can't come, we'll absolutely email you the replay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 7 a.m. would be tough for this little night owl, just saying.
I
But
know. Well,
I
you can
suppose
watch.
for people who have young kids or something who have to get up early,
Yeah.
you know, that's
Yeah.
probably the norm.
Yeah.
So, I would love for you to give us something experiential about um, helping us to get centered and pause and return to calm. So, would you be willing to do a short guided meditation, maybe like 3 to 5 minutes?
Yeah, that's great. Do you want me to do the visualization of that protection bubble for
I
empaths?
was actually thinking of, um,
I know I sent you something, another idea.
yeah, well, you had offered like a new moon journaling or quick inner child guided meditation. I kind of
Yes.
like the inner child meditation because,
Perfect. That's my favorite too.
okay.
That's my favorite. Okay. I got it. Okay. So everyone, you want to plant your feet on the ground or sit with your legs crisscrossed wherever you're sitting with your spine straight and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's do 2 more breaths. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Now, breathing nice and slow. Take in the scenery that I describe. You are In a garden, there can be, you might see a stream or a grass patch around. You see a winding path with lots of trees flanking the path. You may see a butterfly flying by. And then you see next to you, envision yourself as a young child, age 7 or 5. Now envision yourself holding your child's hand and strolling down the path in this beautiful garden. You may even encounter fairies as you walk through. Pause at anything that your inner child sees. Play with the fairies if you see any. Play with the butterflies. Or maybe your inner child wants to run and skip around or do cartwheels. Soak up the joy. Soak up the magical healing of this garden. And now continue on the path. Walk along either hand in hand or your inner child is running up ahead or around you. And you find yourself at a clearing. There's a big grassy patch. You're still along the stream of water. And you sit down, cross-legged, and your inner child comes and sits with you in your lap. Now, while he or she sits with you in your lap, ask your inner child, what do you desire? What do you want? And then pause and listen. Now note what your inner child wants and desires. Now ask your inner child, what do you need? Pause and listen. Note the need. Now place your hand on your heart and imagine that you're placing your hand in front of your inner child's heart as well. So it's out a bit because your inner child is in your lap. And we're going to Om 7 times. So we're going to take a deep breath in and Om out. Om. Breathe in. Om. 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 And on these last 2 ohms, envision your inner child transferring into your heart. Om. Om. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Feel the love. Feel your inner child inside you as you slowly wiggle your toes, your fingers, and you blink your eyes open.
That was fun.
I encourage you all to take what you noted from your inner child and apply it to your day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Yeah, that was fun. I enjoy, meditation and doing inner child work. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Um, when we were oming, my inner child wanted to howl like a wolf, like "ow!" It was so cute.
Yes,
She
that's
was
cool.
totally playing with it. Um,
I love it.
so, okay, now I want for you to bridge the gap between your beautiful spiritual practices and interior design. How does it all weave together?
Yeah, I was really confused about that last. Quite confused. I was given an intuitive hit that I need to be doing and sharing the tools and the self calm and spiritual practices that I've learned, but I didn't know how to fit it into my interior design because it's so kind of like, okay, just decorate the home, make it pretty, and then move on. And I found a way to be able to incorporate it first to help people design their devotional meditation corners in their home. And I
Hmm.
try and incorporate that, especially if they're asking, but I try and incorporate that now in my designs, which is the e-designs, which I had set up 2 years before COVID hit. And I was like, I have it all figured out already. So being able to help people virtually and really I have such a talent in the design. I'm like, I just need to see a few pictures. Honestly, I got it. Like I've seen thousands of homes. They're very similar in the inside. And so being able to help people, design their style and making their home, right, their little box, their unique space with their memories to their personality, and then to have their meditation corners all designed. Um, that, and then I incorporate the meditation boxes. So you can actually have a kit and have a space that draws you to have inspires you to have your daily practice of self care and your spiritual practices. And in the box, it has a whole bunch of really important tools that help with the sensory of your meditation. So, like a sage bundle and a candle, an essential oil roller, and then a guided meditation card that I have in there. So the first one is inner child meditation in the meditation box.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And Mary mentioned that it was really relaxing and, she said you're really good and thank you so much.
Thank you. It's hard to do a meditation within 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm glad that
I
it was
know.
enjoyable.
So, talk to me about your free gift and what that is and how people can get it.
Yeah. So through also my spiritual journey is I've been awakened to um, the energy of the planets and how it can really help us. And it also, all of our planets in our system and in our personality also give us great opportunity for lessons. So my free gift to everyone I wanted to bring to you was a journal ritual of self care. I do it every full moon. You can also do it, I do it every new moon too. So you can apply it to new moon and full moon because the new moon's all about new. If you're trying to manifesting or clearing, any energy, new moon is great because you're like starting fresh. And the full moon is all about manifesting the full swing of all the energy. So this journal gives you prompts of what to write. And then it gives you then a ritual what to do after. So afterwards, we get to burn safely, but we get to burn our journal and then we get to shower afterwards. So we're really harnessing the power of the fire, the transmutation, the energy of the moon and the planets, and then we're showering and the magic of the water to wash off the energy. So it's a really special journal I really love to do, and I just wanted to share it as a gift with you guys.
Wonderful. Do you mind putting it into the chat for us?
Oh, I don't mind at all. Okay, let me just what I'm going to do. Sorry, I have to pull up a little thing here. I apologize. I did not get ready. Okay. So it's in my link tree. And that's what I'm going to share because that's the fastest, quickest way to get it for you. In the chat right here.
Oh, did you?
Oh, no, I'm not doing that. Where do I put it? In the StreamYard chat or just go on my phone?
StreamYard chat
Okay.
is fine. I can.
There.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So, there we go. I'll add that in. And here's the link to her free gift.
Yes, thank you. Enjoy that, you guys. I know I do. My kids are like, oh, she's burning again. What's going on? At first they were asking me, what is she doing? What are you doing, Mom? And then I explained it to them. And I actually do explain things to my children. They're 5 and 6. And I talk to them like they're a little bit more advanced, and they ask me questions and I simplify it, but they get it. They're like, oh yeah, she's doing her burning thing again. Mom's doing her burning thing again.
Nice. Well, I think when you can invite them into these spiritual practices early on and get that curiosity sparked, it can create and cultivate a greater spiritual practice ongoingly.
Absolutely. Yeah. Inspiring a conscious generation is my goal.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate you coming on board today. And
thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Any final words you want to bestow upon us as we, come to a close for the day?
Yeah, I would just say with the energy going on right now, take the time to just give yourself grace and to breathe. Don't worry about getting everything done. I was just talking about this yesterday. I'm a Virgo, so I feel, and right now we're in the Virgo, energy. Don't worry about it. Like things can wait. Time, taking a breather and listening to what your body and what your spirit guides might be sharing with you that's more important to do today. All the other lists of things that need to get done are not as important as maybe sitting with your children and playing with them, or doing your own self-care and meditation, or whatever. So
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very much. Have a beautiful rest of your day. God bless everyone.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Namaste.